Okay, hello with everybody. My name is Natalia Brito, and today I'm going to explain a little bit, a little analysis about how using classroom-based language assessment. Okay, so first, before we start with the answering of the questions, I would like to mention that there's a difference between language teaching and language assessment, okay? In language teaching, we have to put tasks to our students to make them learn the language we are teaching, okay? So this is different from assessing. Teaching is not the same as assessing. So we have to be aware of the difference between these two terms, okay? That's the first thing that I would like to say. Then we have to have in consideration that language assessment is when you present tasks to your students that tasks that require them to use the language. Okay, it's not the same, because in the first one we help them learning, and in the second one we present tasks and they have to learn according to the task. Okay, they have to use, and so they will learn. Okay, so the first question proposed to this activity is, what do we give an assessment in the language classroom? In an assessment in the language classroom, we give tasks to students that make them use the language, as I told before, okay? We also, when they complete the tasks, we have to give feedback to the students in order to make them be aware of their progress all the time, okay? And this feedback could be through standardized tests or classroom-based activities. Okay, so the standardized tests are usually the ones that are used in a sheet of paper, and then you have the listening part and the speaking part and the writing part and the reading part and something like that. But in classroom-based activities, we are evaluating all the time by making them completing the tasks and using the language all the time. Now, the second question proposed is, why do we use language assessment? This is important to mention because the term is, as I told before, the term could be similar as language teaching, but it's not the same. So in this term, in this word, in this language assessment is used to collect information. Okay, we have to collect samples of information about students learning. Okay, so we are, as teachers, we are going to be aware of students' progress, and after that, we have to give the feedback and make decisions according to the information and to the obtained results. Okay, so it's important to think, to have in consideration that the language assessment is a process. Okay, so my student today, maybe, I don't know, will not be very good in speaking, but if I use this language assessment and I evaluate and I give feedback and I do, I don't know, classroom activities and classroom tasks, then after a while, my students will improve their speaking skill. Okay, so it's a process. So it's a process that we need to respect. We cannot think about it as a magic thing that will make students learn easier and faster, and they will be the #1 in English, because that's not a real thing, okay? So I have researched a little bit, and according to this research, I found that the language assessment includes 4 aspects to consider, okay? First, the events. The events here, the events may indicate when to do this, the assessment, when do the assessment has to occur, okay? Maybe not assessing all the time. Maybe assessing all the time is not helpful for students, but knowing when to use this assessment will be very important in order to have better results, okay? And according to that, we will be aware of when do students will need additional support. Okay, number 2, the tools. The tools, for example, the activities have to be clear, and we have to give clear ideas about the important content, that it will help students learning, and they will be aware of teachers' expectations. The processes show the importance of teachers and students as allies in the learning process, okay? As I told you before, this is a process, and we have to respect the process, because if we don't respect the process, then students won't feel comfortable with us. They won't see us as an ally on the learning process, and they will think that we are, I don't know, maybe too strong with them, okay? So through this feedback, students will focus better and understand the content, and understand the expectations, and understand the objectives that they need to achieve in the learning process. And finally, the decisions. After the language assessment, there will appear many decisions that will be important for students in the learning process, okay? So it will help to improve teaching to teachers and improve learning to students in order to show what students have learned. I would like to talk a little bit more about the decisions, because the third question suggested for this activity was, what do we link students' assessment performance to the beneficial consequences that we want to help bring out? Okay, so these decisions will be according to class needs and the proposed, okay? This could be formative or summative. As we already know, the formative are lead to activities that will help improving during the learning process, and it will make the teacher be aware of if the methodology or the techniques or the tasks or the materials are going well and are being understandable for students, okay? So this could be made before, during, or after the process, okay? So I don't know, if we have, for example, a group of students that have problems with the reading skill, and we give them I don't know, a very difficult reading, and they can't read it well, then we will if they don't understand the text, then we will have to change the task or the material or the reading, okay? And then we have the summative. The summative will show what students are prepared to go to the next level and those who doesn't. It also allows to classify students. I don't know, maybe in some schools and in some academies, English academies, is a very useful tool to take a placement test in order to make students go to the level they need and to the level they have and to receive the content that they need. Okay, so this is the summary. Finally, I am sharing the bibliography. I have researched in these 3 parts, and I hope my assessment is right. Okay, so thank you very much and see you soon.